got Senna GTRs right in front of us, getting ready to go out on track, I believe. This lineup here today is just absolutely fantastic. Even a Ford GT Mark II is here, which on-track performance, that's got to be easily in the 120s. These vehicles, it's so awesome seeing them being used for what they're meant for on the racetrack, right? We're out here in the paddock where you park your car and get it ready for the track. Funny thing is, gas on the racetrack is cheaper than on the street. On the street, they want $7.09 a gallon. Over here, they want $6. Gas is cheaper at the track than at Costco. That's so funny. If you work here, you can always fill up your car here, or go into the track, you actually save money on gas. Let's check out some of the amazing cars out here today, especially this 918 Porsche right in front of us. Here we have this awesome Porsche 918 Spider right in front of us, and it's got the vertical exhaust pipes, just like my McLaren 600 LT out back, which shoot flames. So cool to see this vehicle out here. You don't see it very much at all, especially, you know, on the racetrack. I love all the carbon fiber, especially with this spoiler out back. And looking at this engine, I wish Porsche would make a all-new revival of the Porsche 918 Spider, because that would be absolutely epic. Look at this interior. It's hand leather interior with Alcantara in the steering wheel, in a digital futuristic middle gauge cluster, but GT2 RS, and this is my favorite Porsche of all time, with these floating three-dimensional gauges up front, carbon fiber everywhere. This is like, you know, one of the dream cars right here, I would say. And being all-wheel drive, putting that power down gives you such an advantage in the corners for exiting with the apex. Basically almost 1,000 horsepower, right, like 900, and you just rock it out. Interestingly, you got 265s up front, which is a very, very wide tire size for a mid-engine vehicle. It looks like his outer edge is kind of rolling over, maybe. He could benefit, or she, whoever owns this vehicle, with more camber, I believe, because you can kind of see the wear increase towards the edging. Let's check out the rear tires, actually, as well. Coming out back, yep, Pilot Sport Cup 2s, and there's not that much camber that this build has. So if I was the owner and I was serious about tracking it, I would increase the camber for sure, because that will really help you with tire wear. But again, it's a hypercar, so I'm not sure if prolonged track use is really the name of the game with this kind of a vehicle. Pretty epic McLaren 600 LT right in front of us. This one finished in Vega Blue Spider. He's got slicks on, essentially. And yeah, running fast lap times out here. Owner's a super cool guy. Awesome seeing another 600 LT at the track. These things are so much fun. But yeah, have fun out there, man. SVJ to the left. Let's check out the hypercars over, like the Koenigseggs. Whoa, look at this build right here. I love how the back hatch is one big piece of carbon fiber, essentially, right? You can see the weave absolutely everywhere. The heat shields, the Ghost Squadron logo, the Koenigsegg XXX suspension. I'm such a big fan of this vehicle, and the way it's spec'd with the orange accents, Valhalla it says in the back, the carbon fiber spoiler. Yeah, it looks pricey. It is pricey, but the way you're getting out of it is a pretty next level performance vehicle. Wow, 345 30 by 20. The Z06 is going to have taller carbon fiber wheels with the same width, that being 345. That's going to be very interesting how the Z06 is going to have that. However, the Z06 does not have the center locking caps in the middle, which is a plus for me, because working on those center locking caps, it gets pretty hard after a while, I would say, working with those center locking caps. Look at this build right here. It's just absolutely amazing. Carbon fiber louvers up front, orange striping, and the cockpit. You'll notice that the front windshield, it kind of wraps around like a globe, right? It goes super sideways, right, for your view, and then it wraps very far forward and around. I can't imagine how much money a rock chip replacement windshield would be. Like if you get a rock chip on it and replacing it, that would be pretty crazy. However, move to the side. Yeah, the owner of this vehicle, major respect to whoever owns it. for taking it out on track and using it for what it's meant for. A Gara RS, major fan. What do you have up front? Cup 2s, two 65/35 19s. Even though it's gravitated to this Koenigsegg in front of us to the left with the orange accents, this one actually is a crazier spec because it's finished in exposed carbon fiber. Oh, and there goes the Ford GT Mark II out there, about ready to go out. But I don't know, my fear is this car is a bit too special, I think, to be driven too hard on the track in terms of like around other cars. Tracking it kind of would freak me out. I think it definitely would freak me out. When I drove the Elva, I was pretty shocked because that's a $2 million car. With this carbon fiber glistening finish, this is way more money. You don't want no one getting near you on the street or on the track with this kind of a vehicle because it's too special. If anything happens to it, replacing any panel is gonna cost you more money than pretty much any car on the street. Check out that cockpit right there in the middle. So cool to see. Look at the intricacies with this glossy exposed carbon fiber weave. The dive planes up front, the wide accents, literally. It looks like a multi-million-dollar vehicle, doesn't it? Right in front of us. It looks like it's got some flakes built into the carbon weave on the striping. Let me know if that's real, or that water spots, because everywhere else, I don't notice it except for the stripes. That's pretty cool. And check this out. In front of us, we have a Aston Martin, I think, Vulcan, which you never see these things anywhere. Look at this vehicle, side exit exhaust. I love all of the louvers on the side splitter down below. Full-on racing slicks. Pilot Sport GT 3171 19s, big carbon fiber diffuser out back. Absolutely incredible. This thing is so fast, and you never see them anywhere. That is the most futuristic looking cockpit I have really ever seen. My only thing about it, though, my only fear is what happens when you go into a slide. How do you correct it with the steering wheel being like that? And check this out. In front of us, we have the new Lamborghini Ascenza Vc V12. And I love this spec with like the matte green and the graphics all throughout. Reminds me a lot of the STO that we drove and reviewed recently on the channel, and the Scion at the same time. Look at all these exit vents, a radiator right there in the middle, create like an S-duct design, like a Ford GT, but it's just super wide, as you can see, bending down low. What do you guys think of this Lamborghini right here in front of us? We have steel racing brakes, Brembos, which that's what you normally see on race cars because of longevity and cost. The side door is very Aventador-ish, right? Super small and slim carbon fiber side mirrors. And then you have massive side scoops on the side. They're cool, that V12. I don't think you can have any cooling issues on the track necessarily, but seeing this build in front of us looks absolutely amazing. And just like the STO, you have that roof scoop going down through the middle, but then a second scoop air duct right underneath it. You have these side haunch blades that go over the rear side fenders, and then the louvers like the Lamborghini Huracan STO to make all of that excess hot air escape out the back. This has got to be the most amazing design I've ever seen on a hypercar. Look at those tires down below. It's definitely getting used. That is so awesome to see all the exposed carbon, massive exhaust out back. Wow. And then check this out. Right in front of us we have the new Zenvo Tsrs. What do you think of this vehicle right in front of us? This has got the famed spoiler that kind of slides up and down on the sides, right? Giving you an angle, an angulation for each corner, trying to optimize that impact with the air hitting the designated or targeted side of the vehicle, giving you downforce. Interesting concept that we haven't seen on really any other vehicle on the market. And you can see the actuators right here that pull and push or release each side. But the carbon fiber is so common all throughout the vehicle. It looks so stunning. Look at the carbon fiber engine bay out back. You have massive Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs down below. And I think it's like a forged carbon fiber wheel. I've yet to see these wheels in any production cars, and it also has a very cool touch where on the outer side of these rotors you'll see a carbon fiber housing. I'm not exactly sure on what that does, so please let me know in the comment section down below what you think the functionality of that is. And it's got 325 by 30 by 21 inch wheels, so every single vehicle I'm seeing that's a hypercar, I have not seen one that's got a bigger contact patch than the new Corvette Z06, which is interesting why the Corvette Z06 has such a big contact patch, given it doesn't have near as much horsepower. You can see the exit hatch for the roof scoop right there next to this one big gigantic piece of carbon fiber. Pretty cool sight next to a LaFerrari. So what do you guys think of the Zenvo? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think it's a winner? Headlights definitely look pretty interesting and unique to me. I've yet to see a combination quite like this before. Reminds me a little bit of like the Vulcans and the Bugatti Chirons with like the individual pointing outlets for the light to go out of. However, seeing the finish with the carbon fiber and the blue accents really does help to highlight the overall finish of the car. And then here we have another one finished in this pretty cool deep metallic blue. Seeing in the sunlight, honestly, it looks very, very stunning. Cup 2Rs will really help bring this vehicle to the next level with lap times. That's why you're seeing so many different hypercars and supercars use these tires, because the level of grip it offers without becoming a racing slick. Combining that with 12 horsepower, a curb weight of roughly close to 3,300 pounds, and having a 5.9 liter twin turbo flat plane crank V8 out back, I think the entire solution, the combination, comes together very awesome, and it sounds really good on the racetrack. Okay, here's the deal. A few things I want to run by you. First off, with the Zenvo, I have one question about that brand new crazy design for the rear wing that tilts depending on which corner you take, right? Trying to maximize that air contact when it comes to taking corners hard. If you're familiar with racing to a pretty good degree, you know that race teams also keep a very keen eye on the direction of wind. And wind can have a very big impact on how your car is performing, because on a main straightaway, a headwind can slow you down and decrease your lap time. Or if it's behind you, like on Coda, you could, in the end of the day, get a faster top speed. In corners, it can help you as well, because you'll be getting more downforce, allowing you to corner harder if you're cornering into the direction of the wind. And now let's picture you're cornering your Zenvo, and that whole rear assembly tilts to the left for the corner. But what if the wind is also going that way from the back and it pushes the tail end out? I don't know. It's just an idea that I thought of, because as you know, downforce and wind can help you. If you can feel wind push you on the freeway, what would happen if it pushes a rear spoiler or wing in the opposite direction out of the apex instead of going, directly into it? Weird thought, right? Please let me know your thoughts on the Zenvo. Is it worth the $1 million+ price tag? Pretty epic Ferrari Monza right in front of us. So this is the competitor car to basically the Elva that we drove and reviewed not too long ago, with the no windshield design up front. Pretty cool, because all these big brands have their own designated speedster no windshield type hypercar. Though I don't know, I still have a sweet spot for Paganis, even though both these vehicles are so much money, and tracking them on a regular basis wouldn't be very exciting, because the amount of stress that you would put yourself in. Whoa, check out these calipers down below. I've never seen anything like this before. You can kind of see where the pistons go, right? But the finish is so bespoke. That's why when you buy a Pagani, it's kind of like buying a very, very fine, high-class piece of jewelry in terms of every single piece of aluminum or any component is crafted with the same precision almost as, I'd say, a jeweler. Similar to the Koenigsegg, the rear hatch is one big piece, right? But it opens up in the opposite direction. And here are your storage compartments. We need to pull something out. Just open this up, the back hatch, put stuff inside and close it, and then you're all set and ready to go. Could be a bit inconvenient at times, but having a V12 out back in this much amazing craftsmanship is definitely worth it, I think. And having that scoop out back, it's gotta be one of the coolest looking scoops I've ever seen. Plus the exhaust, it sounds insane. And what kind of contact patch you have here? 265 30 by 20s. Then out back you have Trofeo Rs. And here we go, I found a car that has wider and bigger tires than the Z06. 355 25 by 21s. This vehicle does have bigger tires out back, and those look huge. Wyra Roadster BC. Right in front of this awesome lineup inside this garage, we have the AMG GT race car to our left, and then in front of us, AMG Gt Black Series. This ain't no ordinary AMG GT Black Series right away. The color combo is perfect with the red accents and the dark gray matte finish and the carbon fiber exposed with gloss with the louvers. Anyways, though, this is modified. It's got over 800 horsepower, one of the very first modified Black Series out there, and the owner's actually tracking it. Going down below on the sides, 285 35 19 Cup 2Rs. You got a Porsche logo on the Cup 2. Check that out. For the bang for your buck, if you can get this at a good price, you can track non-stop with it with all the aero, customize it to any track that you like, and the package again is pretty amazing. The AMG GTR was already such a good car that this brings it to the next level. And this lineup is all owned by the same person. Very cool guy who's chatting with the owner. He was telling me that the brakes on the Black Series actually seem better than the SVJ, the SF90, and his Senna down there. So really interesting how the entire package comes together with the Black Series. My hair is just going crazy, isn't it? I think part of the reason why the brakes are so amazing on the Black Series is because you don't just have massive carbon ceramic rotors, but since the vehicle is basically front mid-engine, the engine is right next to the front axle, the front wheels. When you're hitting the brake, there's more weight up there with the weight distribution helps slow it down versus a mid-engine vehicle with that weight transfer. Check this out, a Ford GT right in front of us, finished in like the Multimatic livery. I believe this is owned by the Ford GT Mark II owner, so if it is, that means that person got 2 Ford GTs. And I applied, and Ford said no to give me 1. So that is funny, but no hard feelings, because after testing out the Ford GT Carbon Series, I was very happy that I got the chance to experience what the Ford GT is all about. It's a very special and unique car, and I think it should go down in the history books as a collectible piece. And it's nice seeing one out here on the racetrack. But to our right, La Ferrari, another one of my all-time favorites, finished in this really cool deep metallic yellow. However, my favorite hypercar of all is right behind me, the Mclaren P1. Similar to the one that we rode in, experiencing the P1 was so amazing. I mean, the vibrations, you hear all the rocks just hit on the sides of the vehicle. Definitely, that was a bucket list experience riding in the P1, and there's nothing like that vehicle, which is why I'm so gravitated towards my 600 LT, because the styling cues are similar with the rounded off body components and the McLaren logo in the headlights. And then here we have the Tesla Model S Plaid that got the sub 130 lap time here at Laguna Seca. Look at the aerodynamics that were used, that were required to get that lap time, to get sub 130. 1,000 horsepower, as you know, but they've taped, I think, a lot of panels down for airflow maybe, but this downforce this front splitter is providing must be absolutely incredible. When it was going down the corkscrew, it was the loudest just bang and slam sound I've ever heard in my entire life over there. Next to the Sennas and so forth, you've got massive slicks up front, big racing carbon ceramic brakes, carbon fiber body panels, stripped out interior. This is insane. Look at this spoiler out back. It blows away the Senna and the Viper ACR. They're going all out. So much downforce that you have even further back support arms to keep it lifted up. I guess that is pretty next level. So what do you guys think of the Tesla Plaid that put down the record lap time here? Very far from a street car. I don't think you'll be able to get your street Model S Plaid to that level with any normal amount of money. But it's cool to see the performance capabilities being tested out. Look at this front splitter. It's insane. And yes, that is what I'm talking about. C8 Corvette here at the racetrack, at the Hypercar Track Day. I don't even think it's a Z51 model, but it's out there on track having fun, which is the coolest sight ever. Get ready for the Z06 because we're gonna track that car so hard and put down some record lap times. I cannot wait to show all of you what it could do straight from the factory. Or is this the best hypercar money can buy? We still haven't seen a legendary trio like the Ferrari P1 and the 918 ever since back in like what, 2014, 2015? It's been a long time, right? 7 years. This is a 7-year-old vehicle, but it looks this good. Doesn't seem dated to me whatsoever. Honestly, it's next level. And it says race wife, so I think it's the wife of whoever owns these cars. And here we have it, the Ford GT Mark II. Basically a Ford GT brought to the next level, not street legal, big louvers, rear scoop up top, big rear spoiler, more aggressive tuning, racing suspension, more horsepower, 700 horsepower, you name it. Oh, that was the new, that was the Model S Plaid that got the record lap time. Did you see the arrow on that? I should have panned the camera. It was like an absolute race car. Didn't make one noise. That's why I didn't even see it coming or pan the camera, because it was quiet. I thought it was going slow. Some 765s in a Black Series, 720S. What else do we got coming? You can go much faster than that. Anyways, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next one.